Hello to each and everyone. I'm Retest. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Now we will go into know on what is reliability. So in our previous topic, reliability is the consistency of the scores, and there are a five types of reliability. There are the test retest, parallel forms, inter-rater reliability, and the split half, also the internal consistency. But now I'm going to discuss on you on how to solve the test retest. So come on. So as you can see, we see here the format. And now we will going to know on how to solve that. First of all, we were going to get the x and y. And now let's go to solve the problem. Say for example, we have a student, a 5 student, which is the A, B, C, D, E. And then we conduct a test, the test 1, which is the x. And then the test 2, which is the y. Then in the test 1, we have a scores 8, 6, 7, 9, 5. And then in the test 2, we have the score of our children or our learners, the 9, 7, 6, 10, 5. And that scores is 1 out of 10. And now we will get the scores, or we will get the consistency in reliability. Now we will going to know how to get the x and y, which is the 72, 42, 42, 90, 25. We will going to multiply the x and y. So now we will get the x and y, we will going to multiply it. First of all, we're going to multiply the 8 times 9, which is 72. And then the next is 6 times 7, which is 42, and so on. And then after that, how we will going to get the x squared? So in the x squared is we will going to get the, since we know that there's have a x squared, it means we were going to multiply it repeatedly. Like say for example, so first of all, on how we get the x squared, we will going to multiply repeatedly the test 1 or the x. So say for example, the 8 times 8 equals 64, and then the next one, and so on. We will going to multiply it. And then how we will going to get that test 2. And then in the y squared, it is the same on how to solve in x squared. Say for example, 9 times 9 equals 81, and so on. And now let us proceed to the second step. So in step 2, we will compute the sums. So let us solve in x first. So in x, we have 8 plus 6 plus 7 plus 9 plus 5 equals 35. And then in the y, we have also a 9 plus 7 plus 6 plus 10 plus 5 equals 37. And then in our xy is 72 plus 42 plus 42 plus 90 plus 25 equals 24. And so on. We will need to add them one by one in xy, x squared, and y squared. So now we will get the step 3, which is we will use the Pearson formula, and that's the formula. And now let's solve it. So since we have a 5 students, we will put the 5 and then the addition that we total in x and y, which is 274, 271, and then the 35 in x, and then the total of 37 in y. And then we have a square root, which is we will get the 5 student also, and then the x squared that we total, which is 255 minus 35 x squared, 35 squared, we will going to get the 35 squared, and then the 5, 291 in y squared, and then minus 37 in y, 37 squared. So how to solve it since we have a squared again? So come on, let's compute it. So first of all, we need to multiply the 5 times 271, which is 1,355, minus 1,295. The 35 times 37, 35 times 37 is 1,295. So the square root in in 5 times 255 is 1275, and then 35 times 35 is 1225, and then 5 times 291 equals 1455, minus 37 times 37 equals 1369. So in the next, so let's proceed on why we get 50.86 and why we get 65.57. So now it's so we will need to subtract the 1355 minus 1395 equals 60. And then the 50 is in the total, that 1275 minus 1225 equals 50. And then 1455 minus 1369 equals 86. So the answer is 50.86. And now how we get the 65.57. So in 50, we will going to multiply the, so 50 times 86 equals 4,300. In 4,300, we will get the square root of that, and then the square root of 4,300 is 65.57. And then now, and then now we will get the answer. 60 divided by 65.57 is the total is 0.915, and that's the answer. 0.915 is the very high reliability, which is the test is consistent every time. So that's the answer. But if the answer is exceed in 1 point something, it's not the very high, it's a low. So we will get the 0.915 is the thing that there a very high reliability, and that's the answer. And that's all po. Hope you learn and understand my topic. Thank you.